Good morning. Happy Juneteenth 2.0. Today is Saturday, July 4th, and I just wanted to start off by coming on to say how beautiful it is and regulating to my nervous system to be around people who I don't know what it is, but I think what it is that I actually feel well taken care of when people are organized and people communicate well and they communicate in a timely fashion. I feel taken care of. Like I don't know if it's, I feel loved, but I feel more secure and taken care of. It's like, I feel like I don't have to take care of everything when people, hold on, when people take care of the details, and it's just kind of like, all I have to do is just show up, you know what I mean? And I just love it so much. It's so relaxing. So I had a situation last night where I reached out to one of the ladies who's attending the event tonight and asked her about parking and if she knew about parking. And I knew because I saw on her social media that she was out doing something. But I woke up this morning around, like I would say, around 5:45 this morning. And in my messenger inbox, I had probably a group of 4 messages where she had given me all the information. And all I had to do was just go and pay for what I needed to pay for. And it was just, it's just wonderful. And then, well, anyways, it's so wonderful. And I realized that, I don't know, when people take care of me, it's like regulating to my nervous system and gives me so much peace. And it's just like, oh, Nicole, you don't have to handle everything. There are very competent, capable people in the world who can take care of stuff so you can just relax. And I love it. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep my, I don't know. Actually, I may vlog some more because I did clean off my phone yesterday, but I still want to make sure I have enough room for all the content from tonight and for tomorrow. I was happy to see that even though the event is advertised tonight from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m., I'm happy that the fireworks is actually happening at 9. The doors open at 7. The part of the event starts at 8, and then the fireworks is at 9. And I was happy to see that. I was like, Lord, because I don't think I want to be out for 5 hours trying to fight traffic at midnight. And so I'm happy to see that the fireworks happens at 9, and then I can basically scoot out when I feel like it. So I'm excited about that. I'm also, thinking about the fact that I have historically kind of been a loner, and I like being a loner in terms of like my introversion and all that stuff, but it's also really nice to meet up with people and have some people to hang out with. And I think as long as I manage my energy correctly, then I can enjoy myself. And as long as people don't like put too many demands on me socially, then I don't basically as long as I can be myself and not have to perform. And when I say perform, meaning I don't have to put on an act to pretend like I'm super social and all that stuff, then I really feel like, yes, I enjoy meeting up with people. And so I'm excited to meet some of the ladies today, especially too because when you meet up with other people, it's easier to get content because everybody's getting content. And you could be like, hey, can you take a picture of me? So, and that's fun for all of us. I'm not just talking about me. Like, we all like taking pictures of each other and creating content for each other. So anyway, time for journaling. I'm having a great morning, and I'm excited to be meeting some ladies this evening for the event. And let me just show y'all, I had to expand to a second table because I got my outfits laid out for So many things. So let me show you. So this is for today. Actually, this is just some towels, and I need these towels. But this is for today, and then this is for what? This is for tomorrow. This is for next weekend. These two. This is for the following weekend. Although I'm missing, oh no, one day I don't have an outfit that I have to wear. This is for the weekend after that. So my table used to be for work, and now it's for play, and I love it. I still have this table over here, just in case, one day I have an event over at my house, I can still advertise people's businesses and stuff. Although this, we definitely don't need anymore. And these, I'm going to have to get new ones. So, yeah. So the other thing that's top of mind before I get to my journaling is that yesterday my phone was pretty silent. There wasn't a lot of activity going on social media. I mean, I understand it was a Friday night, so people were probably doing stuff, especially 4th of July weekend and everything. But it's like my phone was pretty quiet, and every time I get a text message, I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. But everything has been completely fine. And I'm starting to, I think, relax and realize that, wow, apparently there was room for Nicole to I also had to make a lot of disclaimers, like my FAFO video and all the things. Like I had to do a lot to say, hey, if you mess with me, I'm going to come for you and I'm going to expose you. And so I had to do a lot of that to give myself the safety and security of understanding that I can protect myself. And so that definitely helped. But still, every time I would see a text notification or my phone rarely rings, but if I'd see a phone call, I was like my heart started beating like, oh my God, this is it. They're coming. And thank God it hasn't happened. But then on the flip side of it, my phone has been so quiet. And, my views are not blowing up exponentially. And so it's kind of like, is everything okay? Am I okay? Is it going to be okay? Like, is everybody mad at me now that I'm saying my truth and everything? And so it's comforting to be on the other side of that quiet from yesterday and realize, no, I didn't lose all my current friends and everything. No, I didn't lose a bunch of followers. No, my subscribers didn't drop off. No, nobody's calling and blasting me. It's just taking some time for my nervous system and my inner child to be calmed down and Nicole, it's going to be okay. This is just something new for us that we're working on. And it's liberating, but it's also, it's new territory for me. It's new territory. So, also waking up to that message this morning and seeing the ladies giving me all the information about the parking and then, giving me her number saying, text me when you get there. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't mess up, and so I'm still working on that. But that's also the great thing about having so much more variety in my life now. Because I have so much variety, it's like if I lose any one thing, it's not devastating. You know what I mean? It's just okay, that one fell off, but I still have all this over here. Nobody kicked me out of any group chats. It's just it was quiet yesterday. And so I'm looking forward to vlogging some more. And I'm thankful that I can. I love it. Yesterday when everything was fine with my mom, I was like, I'm free. I'm a vlogger now. I'm a vlogger. Yay. Maybe that will be my next thumbnail. We'll see. It's like Nicole gets to finally tell the truth and be her real self and say how she really feels and thinks. And she's not abandoned, because that's that's my history and my story, you know. And I just absolutely love that. I love that I'm not abandoned. And the important part is that I'm also not abandoning myself. And I love that. I love it. I'm so happy. Thank you, God. Oh, what is my skin peeling? I guess I need to exfoliate. Let me go back. I'll be back. Lord knows, I don't know what's going on, but I have a face brush. And when I take a shower today, I will use a face brush to hopefully get rid of all this dead skin. I guess maybe when I was in the pool, maybe I got sunburned or something. Anyway, don't think I'm disgusting because my face is peeling, is the bottom line. And I will use my face brush and exfoliate my skin later. If it bothers you, fast forward. So I am texting back and forth with Mom. I can call her Mom now because everything is gentle between us and beautiful. And I love that so much, that I can feel my feelings, express myself, and tell stories about my experience, and that we can still be in relation with each other. And like I said, I have no idea if she knows or not. And we don't have to discuss it because I don't need her to necessarily agree or to even, I don't need to discuss it with her. Like, we're at the age now where it's like that part is over. But me being able to tell my experience and say it from my perspective is what's most important to me. Like, I don't need her to agree. And I really don't need her to even say I'm sorry. Like, my mom is just too far gone. You know what I mean? Like, she's just older, and I just want her to enjoy her life and to be happy and to, you know, and for us to have a good relationship now, which I feel like is getting better and better every day. And that everybody being able to hold space for my feelings, thoughts, opinions, preferences, etc. is wonderful. But you know what? If I don't get that, you know, then that's a different conversation and a different story for a different day. But one day at a time, and I'm glad that everything is going well with my mom. And I got my outfit together for today, and I guess I can go ahead and say where I'm going because I'm not going to upload a vlog today or tomorrow. So where I'm going is to a event on the Strip. It's a Pilates event, and so we'll see. I think I even said this before that I took Pilates before on a reformer and everything, but I'm not necessarily in the best physical shape, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I did say this earlier, so if I repeat, it is what it is. And then tomorrow we're going to a pink boat experience on Lake Las Vegas, and so we're all wearing pink, and it's going to be cute. And I love that the Las Vegas Brunch Bunch, they're always intentional about getting content, so I'm sure the content will be really super cute, and it's always fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so I think that's all I want to say. And I'm a little distressed about this thing going on with my forehead and my skin, but distress is probably an overstatement. That's it. I don't know if I said it already, but I think what I wanted to say is that I'm in logistics mode right now, and which is like go mode, and like I'm getting everything organized, getting all my lists together and my thoughts together for how I'm going to plan the evening, tomorrow, what's going on, and what I'm going to pack and bring with me and all the things. And in the process of doing that, I found some cute stuff, and I think I'm gonna wear something cuter than what I originally planned. So I'm gonna wear something cuter tonight than what I had originally anticipated wearing. Because like as I was walking around the house, I was like, oh, I could wear that instead. And so I'm excited about that too. But this is why I like to plan ahead, because then I can be prepared. You know what I mean? Like I can make sure, like as I was walking around, I remembered, oh yes, bring my grip socks, and make sure I have my mat in the car. And then when I was communicating with the lady who's going, she was like, she told me what she was bringing. She was bringing her mat, water, chair, and something else, and towel. And I was like, yes, I didn't think about bringing a chair. So I put my chair in my back seat. I have my bag ready. I have my tripod and different vlogging materials ready. I plugged in my lights in case I need my lights. So I'm charging those up. Made sure my portable fan is charged up. Like, just, I love to plan and be organized. You know what I mean? And so, even though I can still pack at the last minute, but even when I pack at the last minute, I have a whole list. You know what I mean? So I make sure that I have a list. I know exactly what I want to bring. And then if any ideas come to my mind of other things I want to bring, like everything goes on the list. And then when I'm packing, it's like I have my list on my clipboard, and I just, one by one, make sure that I throw everything in my bags and my suitcase kind of thing. And so even planning out what's happening today and tomorrow, like, having my thoughts together about what I want to make sure that I pack and bring. And I love being organized like that. And, it's not that I can't be spontaneous, but I feel more regulated if I'm organized, if the communication goes well, everybody knows what they're doing. We know where we're going, and I can plan like the route and where I'm going to park and all those things. Like, I love that. And I love that the people that I'm around are organized enough to where I don't have to organize them. I only have to take care of myself. And I love that. And since the event is at the place where they built that the world's largest In-N-Out, I'm going to, I think, try to, depends on if it's crowded or not, but I think I'm going to try to get there a little bit early and enjoy a Flying Dutchman and some fries. I don't want to get too full before Pilates, but that would be some nice protein to have and keep me full for the rest of the evening. But we'll see, because it's 4th of July on the Strip, right before fireworks, so it could be a zoo. So I'm going to also make sure I bring a snack just in case In-N-Out is too crowded. Because the worst thing you could be is hungry. Like, I don't like to be hungry. Actually, it's not the worst thing, but one of the worst things. The other thing I would say is that I am excellent when it comes to using lists. So I do not really rely on my memory and keep my brain cluttered with a bunch of stuff. I use Keep Notes, and I keep everything on the Keep Notes and make sure that my Keep Notes are also backed up. But if it doesn't go on the to-do list or on my calendar, I'll probably forget. So I do not rely on my memory for a lot of things. Like, the simplest things will go on the list so that I do not have to keep my brain cluttered with a lot of thinking. Like, yeah, I do a lot of thinking, obviously, but I try not to keep my brain cluttered with like random shit. Like, everything is organized and on the list, and I absolutely love that. And if I have an idea, the reason why I also love my list is that then I don't have to address the idea right away. Like, or if somebody, for example, texts me and I don't have time to get back to it right away, I can just put it on the list. And so as long as I'm faithful to my list and making sure that I go to my list every day, sometimes I'm on my list, every 30 minutes or even less sometimes. And so I just make sure that everything goes on the list. Like, I don't sit there in my mind and say, oh, I got to remember to do blah, blah, blah. Like, even if I'm driving down the street, sometimes I may even pull over to make sure I put something on my list. Like, I really am a very meticulous list type of person. and I don't rely on my memory. I do rely on things like calendar, as well as my email inbox. I keep very clean, and only things that are active that need to be addressed, I keep in my email inbox. And so I'm making sure I'm always scanning my list. I'm always scanning my email inbox. And I have a couple different emails. And so I make sure, like, I just do not want to rely on my memory to get stuff done and to keep track of things, because there's so many things, and I just do not like relying on my memory. My memory is strong, but that's also because I do not keep my brain cluttered with a bunch of to-dos. Like and also too, I regulate my peace, and I have peace because if an idea comes to my mind or somebody says, "Hey, can you do blah, blah, blah?" It's like, okay, when do you need it by? Let me put it on the list, because then I don't have to address it right then and there. I can take my time and schedule it out. And so I keep a calendar, I keep lists, and I love it. And it could be something as simple as just now I made an order on Instacart, and I put on my list, get groceries off the porch, because I will literally forget that somebody delivered groceries and leave them sitting there. So it's like, I really do not rely on my memory. I really do use lists for everything. And that training comes from way back when I first started at Price Waterhouse, way back in 1993. We had a daily planner that they gave us. It was a Franklin Covey system. And they taught us how to, plan and organize ourselves. And I've been doing it ever since. Like, I don't keep a paper planner anymore at all, because it's like, first of all, I would have to carry that thing around. And second of all, it's inconvenient if I don't have it. Like with my phone, I know I'm almost always going to have my phone. So I keep notes in my phone. And then I love that I can access my keep notes on my computer. With text messages, sometimes I will pin the text messages to the top of the list to make sure that I remember to address them. Although my most effective strategy is to just put on my list, which is the master list, and say, remember to respond to XYZ. So I'm a very, very organized person, and I do not like disorganization. Like I like things to be clearly communicated and organized so that my nervous system stays regulated. And I have so much peace from not allowing chaos like that into my life, or keeping it at a minimum. Like if I see somebody is chaotic, it's like, okay, whoa, let me manage accordingly, So today is still Saturday, and it's July 4th, and I wanted to come on and also say that there are things that I see on social media, and even though I'm a part of a bunch of different groups and a bunch of different kind of social circles now, there's still stuff that I don't get invited to. And so I just saw something a few minutes ago that kind of made me feel like, wow, I thought I was closer to these people, and I wonder why I didn't get invited, or maybe I missed something in the group chat or whatever. But I was kind of going through it and in my feelings about it of like, did I do something wrong? Do they not like me? And all the things. But the thing is that the feelings just can't last very long. And the reason why is because I have so many different things going on in so many different groups that I'm part of, that it's like, if I don't get invited, I just look at it like, well, okay, it stung a little bit because I thought we were closer, and I thought that I would be worthy of an invitation. But at the same time, maybe that's not part of God's plan, number one. Number two, I have so much stuff going on that it's like, okay, c'est la vie. You know what I mean? Like, I got 2 events that I'm going to today, and sometimes I'm doing so much that it's like, I could use a break or take a break. And so for whatever reason, I'm not invited or wasn't invited. It's much different than what the position I was in last year, which is that my world and my whole life and everything I was doing revolved around one person, Bumbelina, and Bumbelina's family. And that was just such a huge mistake that I made. And so even though it might sting a little bit of like, well, I wonder why I wasn't invited, or what did I do wrong, or whatever, like there's a little bit of processing going on there. But at the same time, it's like, okay, let me move on, because I got some shit to do tonight with some totally different people and other things going on. And so that's what I love about where the season I am now and the lesson I learned from my experience last year, because everything is a learning lesson. And what I love about where I am now is that it's not devastating if I get rejected or if I have a moment of feeling rejected. Yes, I want to feel my feelings, whatever those feelings are that come up. But it's not like I feel like discarded, abandoned, and all these things. It's just kind of like, okay, I peeped that, and maybe we're not as close as I thought we were, and maybe I'll, need to direct my energy elsewhere. And it's information, but it's not like my whole world is falling apart because I didn't get invited to something. And also, too, people need, just like I need, to be able to have my own life and do my own things and not give exclusivity to any one person, place, event organizer, or anything like that. Like, I do not give exclusive energy to anybody now. Like, if I'm in any group and the group requires me to be exclusive to them, and or they have gatekeeping energy or anything like that, it's like, okay, then I just don't belong in that group, because I am going to stay diversified. And so with that being said, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so with that being said, the same is true for anybody else. Like, they don't have to invite me to everything. And I don't have to be a part of everything. I don't have to be in every single thing. And that's also why the diversity in people, places, things, experiences, businesses, everything else is so important, so that I don't put all my eggs in one basket and everything become exclusive to one particular person, place, thing, etc. And so, anyways, I feel like I'm getting repetitive now, so I'm going to move on from that. But I do have to admit that when I saw it at first, it was like, okay, information. I'm not sure I understand how I didn't get it included in that, but it's okay. I take it as information, and that maybe we weren't as close as I thought we were, but it's not devastating. Last year was devastating. This year is like, it is what it is. So it's important, I think, for me to recognize my feelings and not intellectualize them away or spiritualize them away. God has a better plan and all those things. And just to allow myself to feel a little bit like, what did I do? Kind of a thing, or I thought we were closer than that. But what I also want to say is that to not let those feelings dictate any of my future behavior. I take it as feedback, and maybe need to adjust my expectations or my levels accordingly of what I thought that our connection was. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all of a sudden I have to decide, oh, I'm going to write these people off, or I'm going to do this or do that. It's just kind of like, okay, it's information that you're not as close as you thought, and take that information and carry on accordingly. But also to not make it about me and how I need to necessarily do anything different to win favor, to try to be invited. And to change myself or change who I am or who I'm becoming and who I'm being so that I could be invited. maybe it's just not a fit. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just not a match and not a fit, and making that okay and not making me unworthy or anything like that. It's just, maybe it's just not a match, you know? And so, yeah, let's leave it at that for now. I'm going to go back to journaling. I'm having a fantastic morning. And I love that it's not devastating my day. It's just like, okay, disappointed, but feedback, and I will proceed forward from there. And this goes back into that one TikTok that I posted. I know I posted a lot of different TikToks, but about the thing that someone reposted about having a small circle and not needing a bunch of friends. It's like, man, I cannot do that anymore. Like, I learned my lesson big time, because the way I feel right now is like, okay, I'm moving on. It's not a big deal. Whereas last year it was like a big fucking deal. Whereas, you know, Bumbleina should have been able to make her spontaneous decision to go and live her life and do what she wanted to do. It was my problem that I did everything surrounding her, regardless of how that came about and whether or not, you know, I felt roped into it versus my own behavior. It was my own behavior and my own choices. And I'm not making those choices anymore. So if anybody requires me to be exclusive to them, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. And so I'm keeping my circle wide. I'm keeping the different people I hang out with wide. I'm doing all of that. Like maybe one day I will, you know, have a closer inner circle and a smaller inner circle. But right now, I'm not doing that because that left me way too vulnerable last year. Way too vulnerable. And so like today, I'm noticing, okay, this happened and I wasn't invited. Okay, feedback. I got it. We're not as close as I thought. And so it's not devastating though, because I got plans tonight with somebody entirely different and a whole nother group tomorrow. So it's not that big of a deal. It still hurts. And so I don't want to pretend like it doesn't hurt, but it's not that big of a deal. So, okay, in one of the group chats, somebody just said something really, really cool and nice in the group chat. But what I would say also too is that, you know, every friendship and every relationship just doesn't have to be that deep. And I'm going to make that okay. You know what I mean? Because I have so much diversity in everything that I'm doing now that it's like, okay, it might sting a little bit, but moving on, you know, and it's wonderful. I love it. There was some thumbnail that I said earlier. I guess I'll have to go back and listen to all these videos to remember what I said about the thumbnail. Anyway, it'll come together. The point is what I love is that it's not this little scenario that came up is not making me feel like I need to change myself or make adjustments just because I feel rejected. It just makes me know that this is not my tribe. You know what I mean? Or it's not the tribe that I thought it was. It doesn't mean that it's entirely not my tribe, but it just means that it's like, oh, we're not as close as I thought. Okay, I got it. I got the memo. I see it. But it doesn't mean that makes me a bad person or makes there's something wrong with me. You know what I mean? Maybe we're just not on the same frequency and vibration or whatever, you know, but I love that it's not turning me into like depressed and lonely because that was my only outlet. I have so many outlets now that it's like, okay, this is wonderful. Feedback. I got it. Not my frequency. Okay. Understood. And let's go where the vibe is vibing. And there's plenty of places where the vibe is vibing. So that's a wonderful thing. And anybody who thinks that the small circle is the right way to go, I don't know. Maybe you've had a different life experience, but the small circle burned me. So it's like, I think that you should let it burn. I'm not doing that. I would also say that Um, I don't like confusion where a person is really nice to my face, but then their behavior seems like maybe they feel some kind of way. Like, I like things to be really super crystal clear. And if I like somebody, I like telling them, hey, I like you. If there's something that I don't necessarily appreciate, although sometimes it's difficult for me to express that because I don't want to disappoint and hurt people, I do try to be clear in my communication with people who I think are emotionally mature enough to handle it. So, in the case of this place where I wasn't invited to or situation, sometimes I'm not really sure where I stand with the person who didn't invite me, even though I feel like, hey, I really like this person and vibe with them and all the things, but sometimes I'm not sure where I fit in. And so this is also feedback. It's like, okay, now you know, you don't, you're not in the inner circle. You're not their VIP. And so it's like, yes, thank you for the clarity. Now I have it. And now I don't have to guess where I stand. And so I appreciate getting that feedback and having that clarity of like, yeah, you're not VIP. You're not in the circle. It's like, oh, okay, I got it. And that's the beauty of having diversity of all my circles, is that nothing, it becomes catastrophic because I only have one friend and one outlet through that friend. You know what I mean? So anyway, c'est la vie. Having a diversity in my circle means that I don't have to keep making adjustments just to try to fit into somebody's world. I can attract my own tribe, and that's a beautiful thing. And so the memes are memeing as usual. And so one that just came up in my timeline is stop complaining about the availability of your friends, go make new ones. That's not exactly what it says. Hold on. I'm just making it up. Hold on, let me get the quote. Okay, I couldn't remember. I had to split the screen. It says, stop complaining about people not being available and go make new friends. See? Right on point. Thank you. Yes, I'm having a good journaling session, and I just want to reiterate that if you like me and you want to be in my VIP circle and you want to be my friend, the thing is that I do not like to have to be able to decode behavior. I like people who just tell me like it is and tell me what it is. And so I understand and I can adjust accordingly. So, like, for example, when I was going to the Harper's barbecue situation for Memorial Day, and everybody was saying what they were bringing for their dish, and I was new to the group, and so a lot of people don't know me. And I said I was going to bring some chicken from Albertsons. And at the time, they said it was going to be a potluck. They didn't say it was going to be a barbecue. And so I thought that the chicken would be fine. Later on, there was a whole situation where there wasn't enough food that everyone had volunteered to bring in the dishes that would be more popular. And so there was like a whole discussion, and point blank, somebody said that they don't like store-bought chicken. And then somebody else said that fried chicken doesn't go with the barbecue, store-bought fried chicken. And I was like, okay, I'll bring something else, no problem. But it was like point blank, just tell me how you feel and let me know what you want. You know what I mean? And so I do not like to be in my circle of true friends and true VIP. I don't like to have to decode people. I just like you just tell me. I mean, you can be gentle about it and be kind about the way that you communicate it, but I just like people to just tell me how they feel, what they want, what they prefer, and all the things, and me not have to guess by someone's behavior what it is. And so I understand that by not being invited to something that I thought that I was closer, that is also information. You know what I mean? And so, but like I said, even prior to that, I was trying to decode the person and trying to understand better, like, their behavior. And so now I don't have to do that because we're clearly not each other's VIP, and I get it now. I'm not saying that you have to be mean in terms of how you communicate things to me, but like even in one of the group chats this morning, I was in go mode and I was going, like in different group chats, texting and doing all this different stuff. And so in one of the group chats, I sent something to someone asking a question about tomorrow. And the person said, I don't know, I'll find out. And then they said, good morning. And then I realized that I didn't say good morning, that I just went off and asking a question about the event tomorrow. And I had to bring myself back and say, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't say good morning. I was in go mode and I wasn't thinking. So I apologize. And so the thing is that I am not above being corrected in a gentle way, in a nice way, in a kind way, in a professional, courtesy way, and all the things. I don't like to be criticized unnecessarily, but I can deal with correction. You know what I mean? And so, so the point is, just be straight with me. You can be kind about it, and you can be authentic, but I just prefer people to be straight. Like, I don't like people to be nice in my face and not say anything, and then I have to interpret behavior behind it. And I'm pretty sure that is something that I also need to work on in terms of communicating myself, but I'm getting better at it. Clearly the vlogging is helping. And even though I would say that I wasn't very direct, I tried to be direct, but I learned that was a mistake. I could have been more direct with my family and more open about, my quote unquote family, and more open about how I truly feel and expressing my true feelings. But generally speaking, I can be pretty direct, and I'm a high D individual in terms of the disc profile. And so sometimes there are situations where it may take longer or more for me to have the courage to say what I want to say. But generally speaking, I can be pretty direct. And like I said, if you are not direct and I'm having to interpret your behavior, that just causes me mental confusion, and I like clarity. That's what I prefer. So I prefer people to just tell me like it is and then be like, oh, okay. Like the other day, somebody had posted in one of the groups about that they were, if you signed up for one of the events, that they would sponsor a part of your fee. And so I had already paid a deposit for the event. And I reached out to the person and was like, hey, I already paid part of my deposit, but can I sign up for this sponsorship? And they responded back in a very kind and gentle way and was like, no, no, you can't, because we're only doing it for new signups. And it was like, okay, I appreciate you just being direct and telling me how it is. Like, I don't like people who are nice in your face and then don't say what's really going on with them or what's on their mind, and then complaining to other people but not telling you to your face. Like, I don't like that. And so I'm going to try to do better at that myself. But the reason why I'm also not going to say anything to the person who didn't invite me is because I don't know that this is my tribe anyway. And so I don't know that I want to force inclusion into a tribe that I may not belong in. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel that that's different than what I'm talking about in terms of just being direct and saying something bothers you, something hurts your feelings, something makes you feel a certain kind of way. Like, I don't want to have to interpret your behavior and be guessing. Like, I don't like that. But me not being invited doesn't change how I'm rolling. Like, it doesn't change anything. It just means that I'm going to continue to be me And whether I'm included or not, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And so if there is a particular issue that you have, you can bring it up to me and tell me. But otherwise, it's all good, because I just will not be looking at you the same way in terms of what I thought we had. And I was just delusional in terms of thinking that we had something that we didn't have. But I'm not devastated by it, because it wasn't like I thought we had like this really super close thing. I just thought, oh, if something like this came up, that I would be at least considered to be invited, and I wasn't. And so anyway, welcome to the world of Nicole D. Ford. I love myself. The point really is, it's just not really that big of a deal or devastating, because I have so much going on. And actually, the more that I think about it, the more I'm really okay with it. I'm just processing my journal this morning because, I like to process my feelings. And the more I think about it, the more I am okay with it. It's just, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that I wasn't part of the tribe like I thought. I just didn't know. And now I know, you know what I mean? And I'm actually fine with it, I think. Like I said, I have so many different things going on. That's the problem with what I had last year. Last year, I didn't have so many things going on. I did not have enough of a life outside of that one little circle. And that was the mistake I made. And that's why I am not exclusive to anyone. And I don't expect anybody to be exclusive to me. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, but it's also feedback. It's information. It helps me understand how to move going forward as well. So it's all good. It's kind of like, I don't remember which vlog it was in. It was somewhere probably around the beginning of May, end of April, where I realized that I needed to edit myself because I was doing too much on the gift giving side. And like my spirit finally, helping me realize that I was doing way too much for the level of friendship that I thought that I had. And so this is kind of the similar thing of like, what you, Nicole, think is the level of friendship. Maybe people require something different that you're not willing to do or give, and just to make that okay. And you have plenty of budding friendships, and so it's totally fine. And so I think that, it's just feedback. I had a moment to be in my feelings, and I'm allowing those feelings to exist. Because remember, we have the feeling wheel, right? And once I got past it, it's like, okay, it's just feedback. And I'm not really that devastated by it, really. Not at all. I know I'm talking about it a lot because I'm processing, but the more I process, the more it's like, okay, I got it. No big deal. Cheers to you. So for anybody who's new to my channel, I talk a lot about a person named Bumbleina. I talk about the blood cousin. I talk about the jackasses. I talk about my mom sometimes, and I call her the beast when she's being exhibiting beast-like and narcissistic behavior. So there is a playlist on my channel where you can go back and kind of binge watch my story in terms of my vlogging, which I started back on July 5th, 2025. And you can kind of catch up, because the person that I broke up with in terms of a friendship in 2025, I eventually started calling her Bumbleina. I'm not sure in which video actually, but probably in the last month or two, I started calling her Bumbleina, and started to refer specifically to Bumbleina's sister, who I call my blood cousin because she is my blood cousin. And I would invite you to go back and catch up on the story so that you know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. And then let's also be honest with ourselves, meaning, Nicole, be honest with yourself and say that, number one, the group chat related to this thing that I didn't get invited to, I have not been that active in. And therefore, it could have been mentioned in the group chat, but I haven't really been paying attention to that group chat. So let's be honest about that. Number one, I have been not very active in that particular group chat. I'm in it, but I'm not very active in it. Whereas other group chats, I'm very active in it. I have not been active, not even really paying attention to what's going on in the group chats. So when I'm trying to be a victim and tell my victim story and abandonment story and all these things, let's keep it real, Nicole. That's number one. Number two, in the case of Bumbleina and what happened in July of 2025, I did get kind of closer to a last minute invitation to the so-called family trip. I did get an invitation to that. And at the time, I felt like they had been planning it for months. And then they invited me closer to the event happening. And number one, I didn't feel like I was in a financial position to go to that family group trip. And also, too, I felt some kind of way about being invited closer to the last minute, almost like a throwaway invite of like, oh, well, we probably should invite Nicole. And I've never been on their family trips before because, we weren't speaking for 11 years. But I did want to be transparent and say that they did invite me to that family trip and I declined. The trip, the weekend of July 5th or July 4th, I wasn't invited to that. And I wouldn't have expected to be invited to that because they were going to visit a friend that I don't even know. It was just the disregard for the weekend itself in not telling me sooner, hey, I may be making other plans. And so that's the part that was hard for me and very devastating because I had wrapped my whole world around Bumbleina. And if you don't know who Bumbleina is, go back to my playlist on my channel, start the vlogs from the beginning, and you can see how things transpired over time. But like I said, I didn't start calling her Bumbleina until more recently. But the whole goddamn time I was talking in 2005, I was talking about the situation with her specifically for the most part. And what I would say is that I'm just not as good as I am with Messenger. I'm really good with Messenger group chats, but I'm not as good with other group chats as I am with Messenger. So, yeah. Group text, I'm okay, but like Instagram for me is the worst. Like I'm not as good with Instagram group chats for some reason. Maybe it's the format or whatever, but it is so stupid because it's exactly the same as Facebook, but I'm just more, I think what it is too is that with Messenger, I can get specific notifications regarding Messenger, whereas with Instagram, I turn my notifications off for most of the Instagram stuff that happens. And so I don't get instant notifications for posts in Instagram group chats. And so that could be it. Anyway, if I really wanted to make the effort, I would. So me saying I thought we were closer is like, girl, you weren't even participating in the group chat. How do you think you were closer? So, sometimes I have to call myself out when I'm trying to be a victim and tell this whole story of being abandoned and and rejected and all the things. Caught you, Nicole. But I also don't like having to interpret people. Like I don't like, just be clear, be upfront with me. Let me understand what's going on. I don't like to decode shit. Like I do not like that. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's worth repeating. I do not like to decode people's behavior. Just tell me what it is. You don't have to be an asshole about telling me, but just tell me. I don't like passive aggressive shit. I don't like unclear shit. I don't like to decode what message you're trying to send me. I don't like any of that. Just tell me what is going on and how do you feel? Point is that I just gravitate towards people who are much more blunt, really. Like, if you're nice, you know, I appreciate your niceness, but I do not like nice at the expense of honesty. Like, you can be kind and be honest, but I do not like people who are just nice and don't tell the truth. I don't like that. And I guess that's something I'm still working on myself. Well, hot damn. I just took a nap and I'm feeling just great. And I am going to post a screenshot to the end of this vlog whenever the end happens. And my cousin just sent a blaster of an Instagram reel of this guy talking about it's just so dope. I gotta post, maybe I'll even post the audio of it. Well, the thing is that you really need to see the video because the visuals go well with it. So I'll post a screenshot. But basically, this guy is talking about the World Cup and the fact that we're the global majority, that black people are the global majority, and that we are not a minority. But then he's also talking about how white people always have to be in charge. I love it. I got to get a screenshot of it and add it so you guys can go watch the video. Let me see what the guy's page is called. Hold on. Y'all have to follow this guy's page. It's dope. I swear to God. It's called, oh shit, I lost it. Hold on. It's called History in 3. I never heard of this guy's page, but also, surprise, I didn't know that. I mean, because this group chat that I'm in with my family, I really am not close to these cousins like that. We were close when we were little, but I'm really not close to us as we have been as adults. And so I didn't really know that my cousin was, I don't want to say militant. Militant is not the right word. But woke like that. I didn't know my cousin was woke like that. And so I am loving it. I am loving it. This is so cool. And I can't wait to watch more of this guy's channel for sure. Super dope. History in 3. I mean, this guy is going in. It's fantastic. And it's not like super hotepery. It's just like education. You know what I mean? And I love it. Man, and he's going in another video about Jay-Z signing an exclusive deal with Target. And I'm pretty sure he probably has a video going in about Amazon. Because I am not a big Target shopper at all. So it's no big deal for me to mostly boycott Target, but if he goes in on Amazon, it's like, bro, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? But man, this guy is so good. He's so good. He's so well informed. Oh, now you can see my little vision board in the background on my headboard. Okay, let me hide that. But yeah, I'll take a screenshot of that too. So apparently I lied because from the group chat that I was mentioning earlier, I do actually get notifications. I guess I've just been ignoring the notifications. Yeah, you know, some things are just not aligned, and it's okay. It's okay, Nicole. After I had a nice rest and discovered that my cousin is way more woke than I ever knew, and loving this guy's material, which he just posted a carousel earlier today that I will include the carousel in the video. I love it. Man, I love super intelligent black people that really break down the real. Like I said, he probably is coming for Amazon in one of his posts, and I'm not ready to give up Amazon, but yeah, super dope. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to observe myself and watch myself make up all kinds of excuses and explanations for why I might be excluded from something, and just to avoid the hurt or disappointment of it. But the thing is that I'm just that kind of person. Like, I am very, very, like, I try to see all sides, you know what I mean? And so now I'm just looking at it like, girl, you haven't even been like paying attention to what the hell they've been saying. They might have even had an invitation in the damn group chat, but you haven't been watching the group chat and responding or viewing or anything in a timely fashion as it relates to that group chat. So, like, get real and stop trying to use the victim story to make yourself a victim at all times. Sometimes things just aren't aligned and you need to make it okay. Yep, that's how I talk to myself. As if I'm having a conversation with myself. And that also reminds me of another cousin who oftentimes will be sending me like text messages, DM messages, etc. with reels, and I almost never watch any of that content either. I maybe have watched it 1 or 2 times and was like, girl, I am not on that vibration. What are you talking about? And so, yeah, sometimes things just aren't aligned, Nicole, and we need to make that okay. Okay, I've decided that I am not going to, because I ate a little bit earlier today, and so I'm not hungry, and I don't think I'll probably be dreaming about food during Pilates, but I don't think I want to eat before Pilates. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Pilates, and then I am going to watch the fireworks show, hang out with the ladies, whoever shows up, and then go to In-N-Out after, right before I get ready to come home. So we'll see. Best laid plans, but that's what I'm thinking of doing. And once again, I have to give a shout out to my mom. We will see what happens, but she's responded very, very positively. I mean, not very, very positively. She gave me a little tiny bit of a lecture, but not too bad at all, because I asked her for help for a bill that came up that I wasn't expecting. And so she said she would help me. So if anybody is telling her about my vlogs and what I'm saying, make sure you tell everything, and tell this part too, that I am saying good things about her, and I appreciate her help. And I appreciate that she practiced restraint and not yelling at me and telling me how I'm spending my money, or lecturing me about that, lecturing me about, getting full-time work and all the things. It's just, I asked for help and she said she could help me, and I appreciate it. But let's just say that sometimes my mom will think about it and then go off on me later. So I'll update you if she goes off on me. But today her response was wonderful, and I appreciate it. Because, of course, she's still my mom, and she has the right, every right, to say, hey, what's going on? When are you going to get your shit together, girl? But I've had my shit together, and she knows that I've had my shit together many, many times. And so it's fine for her to also have concern and to be able to express herself. Just, I don't like the yelling and screaming and shaming and all those things, and the dictation. Concern is one thing, but dictation is a totally different thing. It's like, can you help me or not? You know what I mean? But I don't need all the shit that comes with it. And so thankfully, she did excellent today. But we'll see about tomorrow or tonight when she thinks about it. Okay, I realize that I'm getting hungry, so I am going to make myself a turkey wrap to bring with me with some bagel chips. I eat bagel chips all the time. I'm going to make a turkey wrap with some bagel chips and have some salami. I'm going to bring that to the venue where the Pilates is happening. And since Pilates is not happening until 8 o'clock, I'm going to try to stretch out my hunger a little bit and eat it closer to the Pilates class so I'm not hungry all through the Pilates thinking about that In-N-Out food. So that's my current plan. So shout out to my mom, because, we have had some trying times in our relationship, but she really, you know, sometimes she's in the moment and she makes mistakes, but she really does try. And I'm sure that it took her some restraint to not go in on me today when I asked her for assistance with this bill. So shout out to her, because I'm sure that she had a lot of thoughts that she had to like not just blurt them out. And so I appreciate that. So I'm getting ready to hop in the shower pretty soon, but what's coming to my mind is that sometimes what's difficult is that my mom will flip-flop around in terms of being very helpful sometimes and then complaining or telling me that I need to do this, that, or the other, and blah, blah, blah. And what's difficult is that sometimes she'll be very much into like keep the faith and have faith and all the things, and then it feels like she is inserting herself where God is giving me direction, and then she is trying to tell me what to do, and then not having faith. Like last year, when I was Bumbleina was setting me up to work in her company, her corporate job, and she was setting it up, but it was taking some time, like quite a bit of time, for them to jump through all the hoops to get the position approved and everything else. And at the time, my mom was helping me, which is understandable. She has every right to feel the way that she feels. But like in my mind, I'm like, I have faith. I know it's going to work out. I know it's going to happen. And I know it's just taking time. We just have to have a little patience. And then it got to a point right before I got the position. Of course, we didn't know for sure if it was going to happen or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, I have faith. I have faith. I know God is taking care of it. God is going to take care of me and it'll be fine. Right before everything got approved and it happened, she called me up. I think left me voicemail going off on me completely, just going off. And so what happens is it's hard for me to continue to have faith when her faith is wavering all the time. And so thankfully today, we didn't get into any kind of debate or discussion or whatever. It's just kind of like, can you help me or not? Otherwise, I will figure it out and make it work, you know, and I didn't. And she actually said she stopped herself from lecturing me as well, because she did almost semi-apologize last year when she felt so stupid for going off on me right before. And I think she even said, like, you know, charge it to my head, not my heart, kind of a thing. And yeah, sometimes it's just difficult for me to have faith when she wavers in her faith, you know, and it's like, I have faith that everything is going to work out, that I'm going to get the position that is right for me in divine right order but it's just, you know, it's not necessarily happening in the time that's lining up with my current money situation. And I'm very, very thankful that my mom didn't start going off on me saying, and you're going out and you're spending money on painting events and eating out and doing all this stuff. Like, she didn't do any of that this time, because in the past she totally would have done that. And so let's just say I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. And yeah, maybe it seems like I'm very spoiled and I'm a 57-year-old grown-ass woman, should be able to not ask for any kind of help and take care of everything. But that's not the reality of the situation that I'm in. So, you know, say what you want or don't say what you want. Keep your thoughts to yourself if it's negative. And if she wants to think, hey, this girl is selfish and spoiled, it's like, well, you spoiled me, you know, and I'm doing my best. And the things that I'm out here doing, at least I'm not out here doing things that I've done in the past, like gambling. Oh, hold on. Okay, the ladies are at the event and I can go knowing that I didn't get into a conflagration with my mom and that she's going to help me with my bill. And so I'm so happy about that. This is new. This is like a new form of independence and differentiation and interdependence. And I'll keep you posted if things go left, but so far I'm happy. So I just got out of the shower And part of me just in my head is like, girl, you know you have the money. Just pay it and let me live. Have faith. Everything is going to work out. Please, just have faith. Believe in me. And if you can't believe in me, pray on it. Trust in God. Ask God to give me the discernment and wisdom to make the right choices towards my sovereignty and my freedom, and keep everything fear-mongering to yourself, because everything always does work out and I don't have to stress about it. And you should look at your own life. Everything always works out for you too, not just for me, but it always works out for you as well. You are very, very blessed, and everything always works out for you. So just stop trying to put fear in my head. All right, I'm headed out to the Pilates event. I feel like I look pretty cute. I know the ladies that I'm meeting are already there because I talked to her a few minutes ago. See, I can actually do phone calls. It's just that, you know, when you're trying to make arrangements, you're trying to meet up, all those things, phone calls are totally fine. But like calling me up to like tell me, you know, just chit chat and tell me about your life and all that, that's not really my vibe. But anyways, the thought that comes to my mind is that I would say that I'm very blessed. My mom is very blessed. She is doing well and living a happy life. And so it may sound very selfish and spoiled of me to be talking about things that both bother me, but then I appreciate. But, you know, life is complicated and relationships are complicated. And just because someone helps you with something, it doesn't mean that they just get to behave any old kind of way. And so some of the stuff that I've been talking about is stuff that I experienced, you know what I mean? And that is not okay. And the other thing that came to my mind is that, what was it? I'm trying to think. Hold on one second. Oh, I know. So sometimes when people do stuff that I'm not really understanding, like why they're doing it or what their motivations are, sometimes I don't say something. Sometimes I don't, like, because I want people to be who they are and make the decisions that they make, and then I just adjust accordingly. And so I think there's a meme that says something like, accept people for who they are. Accept people for who they are, but place them where they belong. And sometimes I feel like things may happen where it's kind of like, that's interesting, because that's not necessarily something I would have done, or that is not what I was hoping for out of the relationship or whatever. And instead of like confronting somebody about it or having a whole like long drawn out conversation about it, trying to correct their behavior, I just kind of adjust accordingly. It's kind of like, oh, okay, now I have new information, and therefore there's nothing to really talk about because I want you to be who you are and how you are. Now I realize that an area of opportunity for a growth for me is to speak up sooner if something is bothering me and it's worth not just making an adjustment, but actually talking about it. But, you know, that also requires that the person on the receiving end of what I need to talk about is actually emotionally mature enough to handle it. And then I have to assess whether or not it's worth even saying anything, because some people, they're not emotionally mature, and therefore it's not worth trying to have a conversation. And so I feel like in some instances where I feel like people may be kind of undercover doing certain things, whether it's conscious or unconscious, I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like I should. Oh, look, I got a happy 4th of July message from my mom's roommate. I'm sure that's what the message is, even though I haven't even opened it yet. But by the way, he's a white man. And so he's celebrating the 4th of July, not Juneteenth. But I'm not saying anything that people don't already know. And you know, I'm happy for my mom. If she's happy, I'm happy. Like, that's what makes me happy, is to see her be happy. And so if that's what she wants to do, that's fine. But the thing is that I also feel like it's not, sometimes I feel like it's not even my place to try to say anything to correct someone's behavior. It's kind of like, oh, you just showed me who you are, and I see you move funny, and therefore I'm going to move different, you know? And so maybe that's wrong, though. You know, I mean, I guess I'm open to you guys dropping something in the comments to let me know how or what you think. I may or may not agree with you, but you can let me know what you think. But I just kind of have a tendency, I think, a lot of times to just go, you know, be who you are, do what you want to do, but that doesn't work for me, and therefore I'm going to make different decisions, or I'm going to make decisions accordingly based on how you move and how you operate. And the thing is that by having diversification in my circle and have a wide circle, I'm not stuck if somebody is doing something and I'm not cool with it. It's like, well, then I can limit access to me. You know what I mean? Because access to me at this point is precious. And it's like, if you're a certain way and I don't like it, I don't need to tell you, oh, you're doing something and I don't like it. Or, I mean, if somebody says something or does something, like the other day when that client of mine said something about happy 4th of July and 250th celebration, he's emotionally mature. And I feel like it was easy for me to let him know, and the relationship is worth it to me to give him an idea that he says something that is unconscious and irritating. But other people may not be worth it. Like, it's not worth like arguing about, and it's not worth trying to correct somebody's behavior because I'm not that invested. Anyway, I'm having some allergy issues. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not that invested, so it's not worth it to me to try to correct somebody's behavior. Anyway, it is 105 degrees, but it doesn't feel horrible. And the event, the Pilates itself, doesn't start till 8. Right now it's 6 o'clock, and I told the person that I'm meeting that I would be there between 6:15 and 6:30, so I have plenty of time. So far, the traffic is not horrible going to the Strip. Right now I'm right above the 215, and yeah, that's kind of how I feel in the moment. I could change my mind, but I just feel like certain people, it's not worth like getting into a confrontation and saying anything about something when really I'm just getting feedback, and it's like, okay, I understand, but I'm not willing to invest any time and energy in trying to change the behavior. I have a wide circle, and so it's just like, okay, I got feedback, and now I just move differently, and it's all good. It's no, especially too, if I'm having to decode behavior from people who sit there and act nice in your face. Like, I would prefer people to just be honest. Like, for example, today I posted to one of the groups I'm in saying that I'm going to this event. If anybody wants to join, let me know, and I can meet you there, but I'm going, you know. And then somebody posted in one of the group chats saying that their plans fell through for 4th of July, and I just said, hey, you know, I just posted this to the group if you're interested, but I understand it's not the same as going to eat barbecue. And so she responded back and just said she had worked several shifts and that she was tired and she just wants to go somewhere and eat. Great. That's all I needed to know. Like, you know what I mean? Just be honest. Okay, I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to park at. Okay. Now I need to get off the video so I can find parking. Man, I mapped all this out and I planned it out, but I knew that it was going to be confusing. And I cannot find exactly where this parking lot is that I need to go to. That's why you get someplace and you take your time and you get there early so that it doesn't matter. The Pilates doesn't start till 8 o'clock. The check-in's not till 7 o'clock. Right now it's only 6:06. I have plenty of time. I've already communicated with the ladies that I'm meeting there, so it's not like anybody is waiting for me. But still, I just wish things were more clear, or I wish I knew exactly where I was going. But it's all good. I'll figure it out. But see, here's the thing I'm conflicted about, is that I'm sitting here saying that I like people to be honest with me and just let me know what's going on or how they feel or whatever. But I feel like also too, at the same time, I'm saying that in some cases, I don't want to invest the energy to try to correct people. And so maybe other people feel the same way, of like, it's not worth the investment to tell, what does this say? Showcase. To tell me how they feel about something. I don't know, you know what I mean? So I'm conflicted by it. Like, I feel like, am I being a hypocrite or contradictory? You know what I mean? But sometimes I feel like if I see a person and their behavior is confusing me and they move funny and it's not worth me trying to figure them out, there's no conversation that I even want to have. I just want to move on, you know, and keep my circle wide and find somebody else that's, you know, where things feel more clear. But then I guess it depends on the person. Like, if it's somebody that wants to invest in me and wants to invest in getting to know me and all the things, then maybe, you know, they should reciprocate with honesty. I'm trying to find this damn boulevard, and I got all the way to MGM. I see T-Mobile Arena, and it says that the boulevard is right across from T-Mobile Arena. And when I looked, it also said that it's on the right-hand side of the street. So the thing is that I need to turn this camera off so I can actually look and see it. Okay, I found it. Yes, it was a happy 4th of July message. And I sent a message back saying happy 4th of July. I found it. And what's crazy is that the signage is not good at all. And so where I came in through, you had to like make a right, but it really wasn't obvious. And so I found the parking lot, but man, it was like going through a secret driveway to actually get here. But I'm happy I found it. I'm happy the parking is free. I'm happy I worked it all out. I know exactly where to go. That's what planning ahead does for you. And that's also what taking your time does for you, when you allow yourself enough time. Because if I had started getting anxious and nervous because I was running late, then I wouldn't have been regulated. I wouldn't have been calm and peaceful. If I was talking on the phone, you know, I wouldn't have found where I needed to turn right because the sign wasn't very obvious. And so just by planning ahead and getting everything worked out, I just love the way I'm organizing my life. And instead of organizing other people, I'm organizing myself, and I love that. So now I'm about to go in. I'm about to find the people that I'm meeting, and I'm about to have a good-ass time. And see, I don't want to make it seem like I'm completely anti-phone, because I just made a phone call to see where they're at. So I'm not anti-phone. I just don't want to, like, do emotional labor over the phone. Logistics, yes. Labor, no. Okay, 4th of July event successful and complete, and I had a great time. It's only like 9 something right now, but what's beautiful is that I got out. I didn't just sit at the house, and I met up with 2 ladies, There was another lady there that just didn't come hang out with us, which was fine, and got some good content. The Pilates class was way too advanced for me, number one. Number two, what I would say is that the mat on the hard concrete ground, which was a rooftop, was not comfortable at all. So like having us be on our knees doing stuff was like, that just wiped me out right from the beginning. It was like, okay, I'm not doing that. So I did a few exercise modifications, but most of what I did was just grab content and had a great time. And then the fireworks show happened, grabbed great content for that. And so I'm so happy that I went to the event. It was not too hot. The wind was just right. I mean, I'm sweaty now, and so it was still warm, but it wasn't uncomfortable because the wind was blowing. In fact, the wind was pretty aggressive, and so, oh, that's a good sign to catch a picture. All right, I'm just trying to figure out now how to get out of here. I don't want to try to exit on Las Vegas Boulevard because I feel like there's going to be a lot of pedestrian traffic and I'll never get out of here. So I'm going to try to exit somewhere else where there might be a light where I can exit. But anyway, so the thing is that the Pilates class was way too advanced, number one. Number two, it was very, very difficult to do. Very, very difficult to do on the hard concrete ground. And so I just modified and relaxed and focused on getting content for the most part. And I guess I am going to exit on Las Vegas Boulevard, and I'll just have to be aggressive and make these pedestrians stop and pull forward. Now here's something that I almost never come to the Strip, and I had no idea that there was a Target on the Strip. So that's interesting. Ugh, this is going to be a nightmare. No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But anyway, so the Pilates class was too hard. And so I just made it a good time. I just had a good time and didn't even worry about it. I just focused on getting content and enjoyed myself. So the other thing is at the very end of the Pilates class, they have some group called Las Vegas Shuffle. And the guy was really nice. He actually came over to introduce himself before the event began and introduced himself because he saw Carol and the other lady, I think her name might be Jennifer. He saw us, well, basically them dancing. And so he came over and introduced himself. And then I asked him to take a picture of us, which was nice of him to do that. But the thing is that he was teaching, he said he teaches Las Vegas Shuffle, right? And then I asked him to do a demonstration, and basically the Las Vegas Shuffle is what he called it. But basically he was doing the Running Man, or a white version of the Running Man. And then at the end of the Pilates class, he taught the Running Man, and he called it the Running Man. And you know, stuff like that actually irritates me because I feel like, you know, white people are always appropriating our shit and monetizing our shit. And it's like, it would be, to me, not as big of a problem if we were as a race like ahead and actually monetize our own shit. But it's like, when people capitalize and commercialize our stuff and then appropriate it, I hate that shit. Because you're gonna stop. Yes, thank you. Because I just feel like, you know, you guys owe us royalties. You guys owe us, you know, like, it just pisses me off. Anyways, now I'm in some massive Strip traffic, so I need to get off the Strip. So that was irritating, even though he was a really nice guy, so I don't take that away from him. But then on top of that, there was this girl, she had on a super cute outfit, black girl, and as he was teaching the Running Man, she was trying to do the Running Man, and she was horrible. And I was just like, wow. Now I understand that the Running Man is way back from back in the day, and so I shouldn't expect black people of this generation to know how to do it. But I was like, so like, oh my God, girl, where's your blackness? Like, she could not do she looked just, I mean, some of the white girls were doing the Running Man better than her. And so that was interesting. And so, of course, I took some video footage. And even though I won't be able to show you the dance moves and the instruction to music, I mean, I won't be able to show it to you live with the music because, are you getting over or what are you doing? Because obviously the music that they were playing is probably copyrighted, and I don't want to get any copyright strikes, but I will show a video of how atrocious her version of the Running Man was. And let me pause here because there's loud music going on. All right, I'm pretty much stuck on the strip in bumper-to-bumper traffic. And I probably should have tried to go out a different way, but it's okay. It is what it is. And so let me talk about the event. What else do I have to say about the event? I really enjoyed myself. The fireworks show also wasn't too long. It was just the right amount of time, because after a while it's like the same shit over and over again. And so it was very, very short, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And got a picture in the photo booth, which was cool. And I had a really good time. I had a good time with the ladies, and I'm glad that I went with the intention of getting content. And let me tell you, I'm so flattered that when Carol introduced me to her friend, she said that I was an amazing content creator. I don't know if amazing was the right word, but it was something very complimentary and very, very nice, and said that I do a great job with content creation. Actually, she introduced me as a content creator, and I was just like, oh my God. I did say that I'm a budding content creator because it's still a work in progress. Like, I had my my tripod out that I brought, and I realized that the remote was missing off the tripod. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that is still very amateur. But I did try to get some content of me exercising, and I still have to work on my self-esteem as it relates to my body and my body image, because when I was looking in the camera, it was like, oh my God, my stomach is so big. But, you know, oh, somebody's playing Blow the Whistle. But, you know, I'm still working on that. And then what else did I have to say? Oh, In-N-Out was a zoo. So that, I was like, shoot, with all these people in this In-N-Out, it's like, y'all act like there's no other In-N-Outs. You guys act like the burgers are going to be different because you're at this particular In-N-Out. So I was like, I'm definitely not going in there. But I'm also definitely hungry. I ate my turkey wrap, but now I'm definitely hungry. So when I get home, I'm going to eat. And hopefully I'll get out of this traffic soon and be well on my way. I only live about I don't know if it's 6 miles or 6 minutes from the strip, but I don't live that far from the strip. No, I guess I live 6 miles, not 6 minutes. But it's not very far. I think when I put it in the GPS, it was like 18 minutes, so I don't live far. And as soon as I get out of this traffic, I should be home fairly soon. So, God, and I have a headache. But I had a good time, and I don't know if there's anything else I want to say about the event. I know as I was sitting there and I was watching the fireworks, I was like, wow, this is holiday number 2 where I've had an incredible holiday. Like, it wasn't as fun as Harper's Barbecue. Don't get me wrong about that. Like, Harper's Barbecue was totally lit for Memorial Day, but this was also a great experience, and I'm so glad that I did not sit at home. I'm so glad that I came out. It wasn't too hot at all, and I really enjoyed myself. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of coming down to the strip, especially, you know, for situations like this where it's like, you know. But thankfully the parking was free. We got free validated parking. Thankfully the traffic wasn't bad coming in. And so it wasn't like I had to walk a million miles to go from my car into the venue. It was right there. And so everything worked out. It's just trying to get out of here now is, it's a zoo. Like, it's bumper to bumper traffic. But it does remind me of back in the day, man. I used to come to Vegas all the time when I didn't live here. And it used to just be the thing to do, to come here to gamble. Oh my God. And so, thank God I don't gamble anymore. It's like, if I want to play a slot machine, I can just play it on my phone through an app. And then if I run out of the free money they give me, it's like, okay, download another app and play another game, you know? But yeah, I am hungry. It's time to get home and eat and go to bed and get ready for the pink boat party tomorrow. But it's so nice to be called a content creator, because it's like you never know how people are receiving you, you know, and what people are thinking. And for her to give me such a wonderful compliment, that was so beautiful. I love it. And she was like, there was the other lady that was there, she was like, oh, I need to get some tips from you. And Carol's like, yeah, you need to talk to her. And I was like, girl, I'm just getting started, you know. And like I said, I forgot my remote. Like, I'm still trying to figure this shit out myself and figure out the angles and all that stuff. So, but still, I didn't want to discount the compliment either. I wanted to receive it, and it was just a wonderful thing. Oh, I'm just in more traffic now. I'm on Harmon, and it's just as much traffic as it was on the Strip. Hopefully once this light changes, something will change, because I am hungry. I'm hungry. Okay, I have some food in my bag. So I feel a little bit better. That was just a nice little snack and some water. And this traffic is horrible. Anyway, that's why I don't be coming down to the Strip though. So the other thing that was interesting is that Carol, the lady that I met at the event, I mean, I know her, but I'm just saying that I met up at the event. She was had a very patriotic outfit on in terms of like the red, white, and blue. And then there were other people that had on red, white, and blue. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that the thought never even crossed my mind, ever. Like, never crossed my mind to wear red, white, and blue. And that is how much I am not, and am in the mindset of like not celebrating the 4th of July, like in terms of my thought process. And so it never even occurred to me, like not once, to wear red, white, and blue. And I didn't mind that any other person had on red, white, and blue per se, but it just really was surprising to me that it never even crossed my mind. Like, my whole mindset was like, I'm gonna wear pink. Like, that's all I was thinking of, is wearing something pink. So that was interesting as well. So I finally got out of that bumper to bumper traffic and I feel better. What I want to say is that what I enjoy about content creation and doing it for myself and not doing it for anybody else is that there's no pressure. So I don't have to do it if I don't want to. And I love just like the anticipation of getting home, exchanging content with whoever I'm hanging out with in a timely fashion. Like, I love that. And then I love like thinking about, okay, based on this content that I have, what song do I want to use, you know, to go, if I do a reel versus a carousel versus a this or a that, you know, like what would be a cool song to use for my reel. And the thing is the song that keeps ringing through my head is the Beyonce song. I think it's Beyonce. that's called Freedom. That's ringing through my head. And it's like, but I can't use Beyonce right now because of what the hell Jay-Z did with Target. It's just kind of like, man, come on now, Jay-Z, you know? And so I don't really know a lot about it. I don't know the behind the scenes story. And oh shit, I think I'm going the wrong way. Hold on 1 second. I can't see very well with these glasses. I'm going in the airport. Alright, well, I just go around. I missed the exit. But yeah, I can't use Beyonce's song Freedom right now. Departing flights, buses. I need to go back to freeway buses. Oh, going through the airport. Thank God the airport is not crowded right now. So it's no big deal. The things we do to avoid traffic. I was just trying to do my best to get out of that strip traffic. Oh shit. I didn't see that bump. Slow down. There we go. Very good. Okay. I'm a very safe driver. I know it may not seem like it based on what happened just now, but I am a very safe driver. I just did not see that there was a bump there, and I was rolling a little bit too fast. All right. Anyway, while I was at the event today, I got another comment on one of my YouTube videos, and let's see, return to terminal, car rental return, airport exit. All right, let's go. So anyways, the point is that like it's like an extension of me going out and having fun to then get home and to see my content, to see everybody's content, even though I know Carol and the other lady Jennifer didn't take a lot of content this time. But to like go through all of my content and start conceptualizing what my reel might look like and everything. And so anyways, I'm gonna go now though, because I want to make sure that I save enough room on my phone for the pink boat party tomorrow. Although I know a lot of people will take content, including the head of the Las Vegas Brunch Bunch, and so I won't have to worry about taking too much content myself, but I want to make sure I save room. Wow. Okay, so I made it home, and that definitely was a rough ride home because those white glasses, I cannot see well at night in those white glasses. So I immediately went and found my other glasses where my prescription is stronger because I was struggling. And so I'm so thankful I made it home safely. And I also want to say that I have spent so many, I think 4th of July's, apparently I've spent so many 4th of July's alone and at home that I just did not realize how many places do fireworks. Like, I know I could hear fireworks while I'm at home, but like driving around, there was fireworks like everywhere. It was just amazing. I don't know if those are people doing fireworks from their house and they're that big of a fireworks display, or if they're actual, like, you know, like displays in a park or whatever. But I was surprised to see fireworks going off everywhere. Anyway, I had a great time, and now I'm excited to look at my content and see the content that Carol got, if she got any or shared any, I don't know. And I'm also excited because I'm getting a couple comments on one of my shorts that I posted, and I feel like the advice and the comments that people are giving is basically telling me to listen to my gut, follow my gut, because the video is, the short that I made is about being kind versus acting kind. And both of the comments that I got are saying, like, you know, follow your gut. And So anyways, I like that. I like the engagement so far. It's scary, like if people start coming for me, but I'm liking the positive comments. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. Anyway, I had a great time. And like I said, I don't want to take up too much space on my phone. I want to save space for the pink boat party tomorrow. But I know that everybody there is going to take great content. So I don't have to worry about being getting all the content myself. Great night tonight, and I'm so glad that I went out and didn't just sit at home by myself on the 4th of July. I think this is going to be an incredible second half of the year. But let me tell you, the music completely sucked. I do not like EDM. I hate that kind of music. I hate it. And even when it seemed like they were about to play something good, then they mixed it with that shit. Oh, I hate that kind of music. I also love getting home and figuring out what I'm going to post to my stories and what kind of music I'm going to use for that too. I love that. I just love coming home from an event and posting to my stories and finding the good music to put with it and what I want to say in the caption, if I do a caption in the story. I enjoy it. And then, of course, I put them all in my little highlights so that they're there forever and not just disappearing from my story. So if you don't follow me on social media, follow me on social media at Nicole D. Ford Vegas. One day I might start posting to at Nicole D. Ford Vlogger as well, but that's a lot of work. So just follow me at Nicole D. Ford Vegas so you can see my stories in real time. You don't have to wait till I post up on YouTube, which is on a delayed basis. Okay, yeah, I just had so much fun posting all that stuff to my stories. I had fun getting the content today. And now I'm getting ready to eat. I know it's late, but I'm about to eat and go to bed because I got to get up early. Because your girl is going to be early to arrive at the venue tomorrow for the pink boat party. Have a good one. Hasta la vista. Toodles. Ta-ta. You know what else made today so perfect is that Carol and Jennifer were both there well before I even got there. Had saved a spot, which was wonderful. Well-coordinated, wonderful situation. That's number one. So we had a perfect spot where we were. Excuse me. But then number two, there was a point in time where we had gotten there early and we were waiting for the event to start. And we were just relaxing and chilling. And there was some social time, but then there was a point in time where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to lay back on my towel, on my mat and relax. And they gave me that time and space to do that, to just like relax and be in the zone. And the weather was so perfect. It was a nice breezy evening and the sky, it was just so beautiful. And so I got a chance to be with them, but also a chance to introvert a little bit and like woosah. And it was so wonderful. And then on top of that, nobody was stressing me out about the level of exercise that I was doing. And I even told them like, hey, you guys don't mind, I'm going to be focused more on getting content than I am on the exercises themselves. And that they were fine with that. They were like, girl, do you, whatever you want to do to have fun. And so it just made it so perfect. And then, staying for the fireworks, but then leaving right after the fireworks and it not being like an all night, late night thing where I ended up draining my social battery or my batteries. And so it's like, I'm trying to wind down now so that I can get ready for tomorrow. And I need to, my plan is to get up pretty early to make sure I journal and meditate and get ready for the boat party tomorrow, which is also going to be fun. So cool, so cool. One of the best holidays I've had 2 times in a row in 2026, Memorial Day and July 4th. not the best holidays I've had ever in life, but in a while. Definitely awesome. And definitely such an improvement over what happened last year. Oh. So I just ate dinner and it was wonderful. But I just wanted to clarify something that I was talking about earlier, and that was that I prefer people who can be honest about things, where I don't have to decode anything or guess behind their facade of niceness. But what I would say about that is that I only really prefer that from people who are in touch with their emotions and know how to name their feelings in a mature way and know how to stay emotionally regulated in the process of articulating what might be bothering them, like can sit down and have a calm conversation without it being about attacking or anything like that, deflecting, gaslighting, etc. So just wanted to clarify that I need emotionally mature people to communicate with me and tell me how they feel, but not, people with emotional intelligence, not the peanut gallery who has no idea how to articulate themselves other than just anger or lashing out or yelling and stuff like that. That's not cool. All right, I think I'm going to bed now. Okay, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of the photos, and not the videos, but the photos mostly from the event last night, or the event on July 4th, because it won't be last night at the time you're looking at this. I'm just giving you a little sneak peek, but I am going to make a slideshow of all the content that I gathered, and I'm also going to do a reel on my social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And over there you can check out my reel. I'll try to post it as a short on YouTube, but sometimes you can't find the music that you want to use on YouTube that you can on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So you should follow me there. Those are the ladies that I met up with. And like I said, this is just a little sneak peek. I will do a longer slideshow as a separate video. So follow me, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new content is loaded. I had a great time. One of the best 4th of Julys I've had in a long time. And thank you for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, wherever you are. Make it a good one. Ta-ta, toodles, hasta la vista. Choose happiness. Make it a great day. Make it a great evening. Make it a great life.